this is part 17 of A Link Between Worlds, and in this part, we're eventually going to make our way to get the Master Sword, but first we're going to actually load up on more rupees that we've already collected.
So we want to get all of them before we go to low roll, so we don't have to come back to high roll, very much. We're going to come back later on to to purchase some items.
Yep.
But other than that, we really didn't want to come back too much.
Yeah, so we're definitely all about, as you've seen in some of our previous videos, just knocking out as much as we can here.
And go ahead. Well, I actually, we talked about, but I just love these puzzles. I thought, there's not really a 3D aspect of it, but the merging ability just made these puzzles a lot of fun.
Especially, a lot of them, especially I feel like later in the game, are focused around an item similar to the dungeons. You walk in and it kind of lets you know what item you're going to need.
Yeah, it's always in that area too, usually. So
this one though, it's all about just merging in these moving platforms, which I thought was fun and a good challenge without being too difficult.
I like that they put a guy in each one of these too. There's always a guy there trying to figure out, if I use this and I do this, will that give me the treasure chest? Will it be all mine? And every single one we have is like that.
And they all fail miserably.
Yes, they don't fail miserably. They do absolutely nothing whatsoever.
True.
So
and they're like, if only I had the item to get over there.
It's just actually, this one you don't even need an item.
Yeah, but I guess they need the bracelet that lets you merge into the walls. Though.
No, this was in a very weird place. Though, if you remember, we went across the river right there, and
that's right.
It was just a random cave. So I guess it makes more sense that a cave would look like this. Now, I can't remember where we went to. The one Eastern Palace. Where I was I'm trying to get past the red rupee, okay? Well, I think that red rupee was a level below me.
That red rupee, it fooled you. It might be lower, actually. You might be right.
I think it's on lower level. What I was trying to say is the one Eastern Palace. Remember we had that small house? You walk in, it's huge. This one actually makes sense that, it's a cave. It can be way down in bottomless pits.
It might be down at the bottom of that little river right there for all we know. But now we are going to load up on a few more rupees as we make our way.
You call red rupee that, but go ahead. Well, we do get a silver one later on.
Yeah, so we still get another 140 rupees or something, which again, nothing to sneeze at in this game.
Well, yeah, you need, like we said many times, you need rupees. Really, I mean, you use rupees throughout this entire game because you just get ripped off on a bottle later on.
And actually pretty
soon... Oh, crap, I forgot about this treasure chest right here. You're totally right. We do get a lot more rupees before the Master Sword.
And actually pretty soon, it's not in this part, but I believe it's in the next one, we will be putting the rupees to use buying our first item.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because Ravio... Well, he'll give us half off.
Yeah,
I guess...
For the first one, I think.
After we pull the Master Sword, I guess, we'll talk about... Well, we won't talk about when we get there because there's nothing really else to talk about, but after we pull the Master Sword, he'll give us half off, so definitely a good idea to get rupees right now.
Now, we're going in here to get...
A ripped off. We're going here a red rupee. It's a red... I don't know, just because that was begging me, at the beginning of the game, I'm like, cool, what's behind this little peg?
You expect a heart piece or something.
That's kind of an easy... Yeah, I guess I did expect a heart piece, but I don't know, just it's bothering me. I was excited, and then you get there, and the only thing worse would have been a green and blue rupee, obviously. That's so frustrating.
Or it could have been something like, what was it, Link's Awakening, where some of the treasure chests have enemies in them? Oh, that was...
Oh, yes, you're right.
That was
blobs or whatever come out of that. Yeah. I thought did Twilight Princess have any of that? Maybe not.
I don't remember now. That's a good question.
Now, here's what I don't understand. This house right here, it's a jail cell or something, it looks like.
It does.
And then we'll begin a silver rupee. Why in the world is there a silver rupee in a jail cell?
Well, clearly you've never been to prison because there's some ways to make money in prison.
That's true, but I guess he's going to try to bribe the guard or whatever.
I guess. But also, you must have traded some cigarettes.
But also, if you're in prison, if they see a treasure chest in your jail cell, they're probably going to investigate and see what's in it.
Plus, that's the most random jail cell in the world, I think. I mean, it's just sitting there on the side of this house.
Village.
That's
a good point. If you think about it nowadays, most of jails are outside town, in fields and stuff. So you really want to put a jail cell right there in Kakariko. Actually, the best place would be the Lost Woods.
It would. They'd never escape.
But exactly. That's what I mean. They would get lost in a puzzle and they would just keep on circling around.
Yeah.
But now here's the question: could the guards catch them? Because then the guards might get lost though too.
Well, as long as they've got the map to get through there.
Well, I don't think it's the map of the Lost Woods. That's why it's called the Lost Woods because people get lost in it.
That just makes way too much sense.
That's how Majora's Mask happened, the whole Lost Woods thing. That's what's on Majora's Mask. So, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, we got that reward from the girl there a minute ago back in Kakariko Village, where it's that noise from my roof finally went away.
I'm sorry, I just talked right through it all. I was on a roll about the Lost Woods, I'm not going to lie.
It's totally fine, but it's why didn't you just climb up there and get it yourself, woman? But
she didn't have her rock sirloin. She's like the Goron in Majora's Mask. She needed her rock sirloin to
jump 2 feet.
I would assume her roof is more than 2 feet.
It looked like.
Although Link is pretty short in this game.
Now, I did like how they mixed up, or they changed up the Lost Woods from Link to the Past.
I agree.
I feel like the ability to get lost fits better with the later Zelda games where you had to take the right path all the way
Link
through.
to the Past, you basically, you had to take the right path, but there was really no puzzle to it. You basically just like, okay, you go this way, and this way. Whereas, like, even starting with the original Zelda, you had to go a certain direction. Whereas this is kind of the same thing. If you go the wrong way, it resets you to the beginning. Whereas Link to the Past did not do that.
Now, that kind of surprised me that the original Legend of Zelda had a puzzle where you had to go the right route, but then in Link to the Past,
that's because that game was mean.
Well,
that's why that game had that.
There was nothing nice about the original.
No, there wasn't. There was nothing nice about Zelda 2 either. But they didn't start becoming nice until Link to the Past.
Yeah, but man, the puzzle, I guess, to get through here, you just have to follow the, what are they, pose?
Pose. I think they are pose.
And the first two are fairly easy.
I honestly did not look, but I think they were.
That's a good enough name for me.
Yeah, true. Yep.
The first two stages are relatively easy. This third one, though, you have to keep an eye on 3 of them, and you have to go back the direction that none of them went. And I had a little tougher time with this one.
Well, it's also hard if you've been drinking a little bit. Like, if you have a couple beers in you and you're trying to watch all 3 of them, it can get really confusing.
I mean, they do a decent job, I think, of sticking somewhat close together, but
this one's like, I think this is kind of random. Like, they all kind of go different ways a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you remember this one right here, like, a lot of people got confused because you actually have to go down.
Yep.
And almost every person I've heard talk about it, they had to go down on that last one right there. And that's where
I did too.
Because a lot of people didn't, like, I played this game 4 times. And all 4 times I've had to go down right there.
And I'm pretty sure, like, that threw me off because I thought going back. I thought going backwards is not a way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it got everybody. Yeah. So I think, like, the first, maybe 2, I guess. The first 2 are kind of like they always are random, like the way they go. But I think that last one is always down.
And I think it might be like the whole idea, though. The trick is to throw you off and think, oh, I didn't know I could even go backwards.
Yeah. Now, how about this area right here, man? We've seen Link to the Past, but just, I mean, obviously with the better graphics, they are able to do a little bit more with like I think we got like bunnies and stuff, and maybe some birds in Link to the Past, but it just looks so much better in this game.
Well, this one you have like the beam of light come down, your sword lights up when you pull it out, and obviously they couldn't do all that in the Super Nintendo, Link to the Past. I also liked how when you first walk into this meadow, there's no music. It's just
it's like that Link to the Past. Yeah, is what I love.
And I think that's a very it's just a nice touch to be like, it's a very sacred place. Like, you just get the animals and that's it.
Us being like such big fans of Link to the Past, it was just cool going back to that area that was in the same area, but it was a different game. Like, when you go back to, when we played Link to the Past for a second time, you go back there and it's like, I've already been here. But, getting to see that, like, hundreds of years later in a different game, it was very reminiscent and brought back great memories of Link to the Past.
It was. Now, like you mentioned before, once we finally get the Master Sword, we can buy items, and as he just said, only the first one's half price.
Yes, I started talking about that 8 minutes ago.
It's a while, I know.
But no, it's smart to buy one of the rods because I believe the rods, the purchase price is like $1,200.
And almost everything.
$1,200.
Rupees.
Rupees. 1,200 rupees. I think the other are 800. And
I think that's right.
The top might even be 600. I'm not positive. Actually, I think the top are. I think everything's 800, but the rods. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. That's a good question.
But anyways, it's smart to buy one of the rods at half price because they're more expensive.
It is. It just saves you some rupees in the long run.
Now, I would probably I'd probably get the fire rod first because when we soup that thing up later on,
that's so
that
powerful.
Thing is awesome.
And you'll see here that we go and rent the last couple of items that we don't have, and it's pretty smart to just go ahead and load up on them now because once you get to low rule, you can kind of do the dungeons in whatever order you want. So it's nice to have the option and have all the items.
And you don't actually have to purchase the items at all in the game. Yeah. You really don't have to purchase them to upgrade them. So if you rent them all and don't die in the game, you'll have these the entire game.
Yep, but you can't upgrade them unless you purchase them.
Yes, I already said that.
Yeah,
I'm emphasizing. Thanks for clarifying, Red.
I never pay attention to what you're saying over there. I was drinking my beer.
What the heck did you say? I didn't catch him.
But yeah, so just a heads up, you might want to buy them if you intend on upgrading.
Yeah. Now the quick equip right here, though, man, that's something I really didn't even use in the game.
Me neither.
You kind of get into a pattern of just using the items in a certain way, and I still use them the same way to this day. And it might have been beneficial, but I was like, whatever.
I never used it either. It's just
I don't understand how Robbio gave this ability, but at the same time, sriracha sauce allows you to save. So
Yeah.
I don't understand that power either.
They're breaking the fourth wall. You know, they're getting into your head.
Wait, how do you know to save? Wait, is this a game, sriracha sauce? I don't know.
It's all a game to him. Don't worry.
I was trying to spell his name today, or sound his name is Sahasrara. Sahasrara, I think is what I came to.
We've been struggling with that for 2 straight days.
Well,
so.
if you kind of look at it, it makes sense. But anyways, forget that.
Yeah.
How about cutting down this barrier right here?
Oh, I love
that. That just looked absolutely awesome right there.
Especially like the entire, like all the walls around the castle, they lose that color.
The dark magic, and you also lose the theme that was going along with it.
So it's not just like the gate on the door; it actually takes the magic off the entire castle, which I thought looked really great.
It's just nice to make our way back to Hyrule Castle and the final stage before we get to Lowrule.
And this wraps up part 17 of A Link Between Worlds.